Hello everyone, my name is Evelyn Haywood and I am an arborist for the City of Medford. These are my associates, Sarah Brown, a director of a non-governmental restoration organization, Renee Harrington, a teacher at Logos Public Charter School, Sandra Myers, a member of the Community Council, and Mary Howard, a local community member and a doctor of environmental health. We are here to tell you about our Arcadia Community Forest. The Arcadia Community Forest is located just off of Spencer Street in central Medford. It is a 7.8 acre parcel of land running along Bear Creek. Approximately 150 years ago, homesteaders settled in the area and left their mark on the site by clearing the southern portion of the area and planting many non-native fruit trees such as apple, pear, hazelnut, and plum. Since then, blackberries have taken over the area and created a great need for restoration. We plan to restore the area and bring back the ecological, economical, social benefits to the community created by the forest.
In order to determine the diversity, density, and canopy cover of the Arcadia Community Forest, we surveyed two separate half-acre plots. We used the ground survey method and the foot survey technique in the sample survey form. Within each plot, we recorded the average canopy cover, as well as the number of individuals of each species and the DBH, height, and health conditions of each tree. Our team also recorded pests and invasive species found within each plot. The first plot has an average of 20% canopy cover, and the second plot has an average of 50% canopy cover. In order to provide optimum benefits to Bear Creek's riparian ecosystem, we've created a goal of 50% canopy cover for the entire site. Within both plots, we found many mature black cottonwoods, vine maples, white alders, and incense cedars, as well as several non-native fruit trees. However, due to the overgrowth of Himalayan blackberries, English ivy, and poison hemlock, we found no native young trees naturally growing in the area.
Before anything can be planted, all invasive Himalayan blackberries, poison hemlock, and English ivy need to be removed from the site. These plants were introduced to the area in the early 1900s. When these invasive species were introduced to the site, they halted the growth of young trees and prevented saplings from surviving. This ruined the natural cycle of regeneration. The invasive plants must be removed and seedlings must be planted in order to promote growth and restore the integrity of the urban forest. A laborer will take the blackberries out mechanically. This is the most practical option for our site due to the environmental effects of burning and spraying. There will be approximately 400 native tree species sown at the site, some of which include black cottonwoods, incense cedars, and vine maples, also Pacific ninebark and snowberry. Maintenance is an important part of our Arcadia Community Forest Plan. It is vital to the health of the environment, community, and future generations. Our team will monitor the area using vegetation transects and photo points. Using these techniques, we are able to assess activity and evaluate the health of the urban forest. Photo points aid us in surveying the entire site by taking photos of the urban forest over a period of time. Vegetation transects help us determine what's growing in that region. Next, we can decide on what steps we need to take to help restore the Arcadia Community Forest. First off, removal of all invasive species such as Himalayan blackberries is essential in maintaining this area. Also, once invasive species are removed and new trees are planted, monitoring of their growth until maturity and independent stability is essential. Pest control and management of invasive and disease-harboring species is imperative to make sure the forest is healthy. In addition, Bear Creek's water quality must be monitored in order to sustain an adequate habitat for aquatic species. Since flooding of Bear Creek is common, water levels must be monitored in order to ensure public safety. After floods, reconstruction of trails is required, accompanied by quarterly maintenance. Lastly, removal of litter is an essential part of maintaining a healthy ecosystem.
The estimated total expense for our project is $9,949. In order to fund the restoration of the Arcadia Community Forest, we are seeking a schoolyard habitat grant from the Oregon Department of Fish and Wildlife in the amount of $7,948. This will pay for 72% of our entire project cost. The remaining $2,001 necessary for the restoration will be provided by in-kind donations from local community members. The funds that we receive will be divided among site preparation, plants, soil amendments, tools, project management, and labor.
Arcadia Community Forest will provide an environment which will be an aesthetically pleasant and emotionally satisfying place to reconnect and spend leisure time. The site will include a network of walking and hiking trails, access to the creekside, a pet-friendly area, and several areas suitable for school groups. Having an area like Arcadia will also promote physical activity, which positively affects our lives in many different ways. Being out in nature lowers blood pressure as well as brings out a sense of relaxation, which allows the human mind and body to rest and rejuvenate. Psychological health will be positively affected by this community forest as well. Community forests also help to decrease crime rates. With greater amounts of vegetation, residents reported 52% fewer crimes. The natural ecological benefits that will be provided by Arcadia are innumerable. The trees in our community forest can reduce air pollution by fighting the atmospheric greenhouse effect through storing the carbon from CO2 cellulose as in the trunk of the trees while releasing oxygen back into the air. Having a diverse assortment of trees, the Arcadia Community Forest will reduce water and chemical runoff, lessen nutrient pollution, increase groundwater recharge, and reduce soil erosion. Additional natural benefits of this community forest will be lowering noise pollution and creating wildlife and plant diversity. Being in a close proximity to Interstate 5, a noise buffer is essential to establishing a serene environment. Trees and associated plants create local ecosystems that provide habitat and food for birds and other wildlife. Within this community forest lies a vast variety of wildlife, from salmon running in Bear Creek to over 160 species of birds, which otherwise would be absent in this urban area.
In addition to benefiting residents of the city of Medford socially and ecologically, the restoration of the Arcadia Community Forest will provide a wide variety of economic benefits. For each dollar that is spent on the tree, the community will receive benefits valued at $2.70. This means that the $4,400 cost of planting 402 trees in the Arcadia Community Forest will be offset by benefits valued at $11,880. The restoration of this riparian area will attract visitors to the neighborhood. This will increase the customer flow and thus overall revenue of nearby stores and restaurants. In fact, nearly 75% of Americans prefer to patronize businesses located in areas with trees, and the average consumer is willing to spend 9% more at shops located near urban forests. Furthermore, the Arcadia Community Forest will benefit neighbors by raising their property values by 3 to 15% and reducing their air conditioning bills by up to $7 per year. Additionally, the presence of trees near major highways such as Interstate 5 is said to decrease traffic crashes by as much as 46%.
As a City Council member, I would like to address a number of political issues that will be of concern to members of the community and local government. Because much of the funding for this project will be provided by a schoolyard habitat grant, it is important that we obtain support from the government and community. In order to show the stakeholders and citizens the benefits of the Arcadia Community Forest, our team will create interpretive signs. We will also provide detailed statistics showing that our economic benefits of the community forest. These will be provided to the stakeholders, city government, along with other citizens in order to prove that this project is worthy of a grant. By carrying out the objectives of this plan, we are taking on a political obligation for our community to maintain the forest and obey laws set for any restoration act. Because of these points, it is important that we properly implement restoration practices. To do this, we plan on working with the City of Medford, Oregon Department of Forestry, Oregon Department of Fish and Wildlife, and non-governmental restoration organizations throughout the valley.
Now that we have acknowledged what we currently have in the site and created ourselves a goal, we have made this plan. Through this plan, we should be able to restore our community forest to once again be ecologically, socially, and economically beneficial to our community. Thank you for your time.